channel. This is Amanda and this is Dr. Mommy Budgets. I am here today sitting in my cozy chair to have some cozy chair conversation with you today. First off, I want to start by saying welcome to anyone who may be new and welcome back to the oldies but goodies. Today we are going to do a cozy chair conversation. Um, it's going to be finance related, but it's going to be a little bit different. I was talking to one of my coworkers, and I do have a sticky note here because I want to be able to recall the information that was said word for word. So, this is going to actually become a two-part cozy chair conversation because of how our conversation went. So this is how it went. The coworker said, I know people who do not do a monthly budget. That is crazy. And my response to her was, I know a lot of people who do not do a budget, whether it's monthly or weekly. Okay? And then she goes on to say that she said, my friend said that she does not have any savings and do not do a budget. Now, this is the coworker telling me what her friend said to her. I guess this is in past conversation or, whatever they, wherever they had the conversation. This is what she said to me. Or actually, this is what she typed to me. We were actually typing back and forth. So, she's okay, we're going to repeat that. My friend said, I have no savings and I do not do a budget. We're going to continue on. And then she continues to write and she says, or type, and she says, my friend said her 401k and credit cards is her emergency fund. So that's where I'm going to stop at right now. That's why this cozy chair conversation is going to become two parts. We're going to discuss today the having no savings and do not do a budget part. And then part two, we're going to go into that emergency fund part where the friend talks about utilizing the 401k and the credit cards as her emergency fund, I guess. So, yeah, I just want to sit up here and chit chat with you about that. Guys, we really need to seriously start thinking about those two things. First off, not having an emergency fund, and then secondly, not having a budget and or not doing a budget. Because if 2020 hasn't taught us anything else, we need to try and work on getting our finances in order because you had all sorts of financial issues to take place in 2021. From people losing their homes and their apartments, to people losing their jobs, whether they were full-time corporate career type jobs, people losing their businesses. So you got entrepreneurs out there not knowing where their next meal is going to come from. And, people just kind of losing everything as it centers around their finances. So with that being said, if nothing else, this type of situation should have scared us into a better way of handling our finances. Now, what I mean by that, let's dive a little deeper into that first part of the statement where my coworker was talking about people who do not have any savings. Now, what I am going to categorize as savings is emergency fund. That cushion amount of money just in case there is something that takes place unannounced, announced, whatever the case may be, where you're aware or unaware of that situation taking place, we need to have some monies set aside for things like that. I'm just gonna keep it real with you guys today. I don't have a script. We're gonna just talk. My oldest but goodies, my newbies, me and you. We're just gonna have a serious conversation. We really need to get our finances in order as it relates to that. So, what I mean by that is, yes, we all do need to have a savings account. You do need to have some form of a cushion just in case your tire blow out or something goes wrong in your home or your apartment or whatever the case may be. I'm not even thinking long term. I'm talking about that mini emergency fund, that small fund where you need to get some money. You need to get some money right now to handle, a small situation. So, with that being said, we need to figure out ways to save money. One way we can do that is, the majority of people, they continue to pay their bills if they have some form of income or several forms of income or streams of income coming in. What you need to do, you need to get to, you know what, as it relates to 2020, I am almost going to say that I would much rather you skimp out on paying a credit card bill or whatever bills that you can let go for a month or two until you build that little small cushion of savings so that you can fall back on. You know what I mean? Worst case scenario, your credit gonna take a little ding whoop de doo. But let's look at it from the other perspective. If you have no savings, what's going to happen then when that emergency come about? Or you may not have a friend that you can borrow from, or you may not even have any credit cards that you could use. Any of those things, you may not even have any of that to fall back on. So that's the way we need to think about this. Like, seriously, we need to think about it just like that. So if it were me, I thank God that I am not in that situation. I do have a savings account and I do have some money I can fall back on. For those who have been following me, you know my financial journey over the past 3 years or whatever. But if I was in this situation, I would literally not pay my debts until I've built up that emergency fund or that savings. It would be just that important to me and my family. So if that means I gotta catch up, I get a ding on my credit, whatever the case may be, I'm just gonna have to do that. But my primary goal, if I don't have any money in my savings account, is going to be to save some money first. And I'm gonna do that, as it relates to saving. I'm gonna do it by not paying, especially if I got the income or some kind of money coming in. I'm not going to pay those monthly bills until I have that amount set up. So that's just me. But I'm just trying to give you some practical ways to do it. And also, I need you to look at this situation as being very serious because it really is. So, that's the no savings. That's the way I will start to grow my savings. Once I get my savings to a point where I feel comfortable, then I can go back and start putting my money toward those expenses and debts. The other thing, which is also major, is she mentioned that there are some people that do not do a budget. Yeah, there are quite a few people who do not budget. I think I'm really trying to sit here and think back to when did I not do a budget. I have been budgeting for like over 20 some years. So it's like, when was there a time? And I'm thinking, by default, I'm a saver. So my monies were like never gonna really like just kind of be blown all out the water anyway, because I'm always somewhere trying to stash a dollar somewhere and not spend it all. But if I can go back, I think it would probably be during my college years when I was working on my bachelor's degree, and that was in the 90s. So, yeah, I wasn't doing a written budget, but I did have, my expenses and financial obligations that I was taking care of. It was in my head, so I wasn't writing things down. Now, I don't suggest you take that strategy. I now prefer to just write everything down so I can see it on paper, but also my budget has become more complex than it was. I think back then I had a small department store job, and I had a vehicle. I think those may have been my only expenses that I had to take care of because I was living on campus and things like that. But yeah, I say all that to say, guys, we need to budget, because when we budget and write down every single one of our expenses, our bills, how much money we have coming in, how much we have going out, how much we're trying to save, how much we're trying to use to pay off debt, it makes a huge difference. And I know for me, when I really start budgeting and looking at every single line item of anything that I owe money toward and all the money that was coming in, I actually found extra money in my budget. That's crazy. It's the same amount that was coming in, as it was before I started doing the more detailed budget. And that goes to show you that you need to write everything down, go line by line, and make sure you include everything. That's a detailed budget. But yeah, I was able to find more monies, and I could, either save those monies, put it toward debt, or whatever I wanted to do with it. But yeah, I just had to hop on here and kind of talk about the no savings and no budgeting issues that we have. We really need to take care of those. Those are two primary things that we need to take care of as a people, for our family. If you're single, if you're married, children, no children, whatever the case may be. Those are two things we need to take care of. You do need to build up a savings account, big, small, whatever. I'm not going to throw a number out there. You know what your emergencies are, you know what your expenses are, you know your lifestyle. And also, you need to budget. So, I'm going to stop this video right here because it is getting a little lengthy and I want to go and kind of relax. Okay, my camera died, or the data got full. So now, as I was saying, I am going to end this video right here, and I would love it if you would leave me some comments below as it related to saving strategies and budgeting strategies, because I know that there's someone out there that needs to hear this information, and they also are looking for ways to to budget and to save. So if you have some different unique techniques, please leave them in the comment section below, because I'm quite sure this information will help someone who wants to stop the living paycheck to paycheck and feeling all the anxiety behind not having money, and I hope this don't break and that don't break because I don't have the money for it. So please leave some information below on some budgeting techniques and some saving techniques. So this is all I have for this video. This is Dr. Mommy Budgets, and please guys, subscribe to my channel and share this information with those that may be interested, and I will see you guys in the next video. Remember, we dream big but start small around here. Until next time,